All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're broadcasting live tonight, bringing you the first ever draft for Thunder Valley Racing League. We have 6 teams tonight drafting their rosters of a total of 4 trucks. So you have KVM, Nice, Thor, AMI, GMS, and DGR. So sit back, relax. We're going to get started with the first pick here in just a few minutes. All right, and with that, we're getting ready to kick off the first ever draft here.
As a photographer, I'm always shooting BTS on my phone to share on social media.
I'll click over and show you guys the draft board for this evening. The order was decided last night in a race between all 6 captains, between 2 races at Iowa and Watkins Glen. And Ski Mask Leezy had the best average finish of the 2, and he's first up to pick. So we will give him, starting here in just a second, he'll have about a minute on the clock, and we will get the first pick in. So let the anticipation build, and we'll see who the first pick is. Ski Mask is now officially on the clock. There were some talks earlier today of a possible trade between the first couple of picks, but I don't think that ever came to fruition, so we'll see who he decides to go with here. He may try to Minnesota Viking us and just wait until the last minute and actually miss the pick. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the first pick is officially in. With the first overall pick, AMI Racing is selecting B. Hayden. B. Hayden is your number 1 pick this year. Congratulations, Brady. He now joins a strong team with Ski Mask. Obviously, he is our season 3 and 4 champion, and now he brings in another strong individual to go with him. So I know that's going to really disappoint Heath. He was hoping to really get Brady, but we'll now have to see who he decides to go with. So Ski won the first overall pick last night by the way of winning at Watkins Glen and finishing 4th at Iowa in what was 2 really good races last night. If you didn't get a chance, check them out on KJ's Twitch page. They were really good races. There was all 6. We did 25% length and 3 times wear, so that kept everybody bottled up and really close together. It made for some great racing last night. Oh, and the second pick is in, ladies and gentlemen. With the second pick in the first round, Y'all Ain't Ready Racing, Nice Motorsports is going to go with Delgatro. So Delgatro will now join Heath. You could argue that Delgatro had probably the strongest showing in all the preseason races. I think he won four of them, 4 out of 5. So a really strong showing there for him, and he now goes and joins our Season 2 champion at Nice, which will now put KBM and myself on the clock. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the third pick in the first round is now on the board. With the third pick, Kyle Busch Motorsports, myself, is going to go with Up the Irons. Up the Irons 33 is now going to join Kyle Busch Motorsports. He's another guy who has been around here for a few years now and is a really good racer, and I am really excited to have him join the Toyota crowd. And we will now see what he can do. For the most part, in the preseason races, he ran the 51, so I'm sure he will probably want to run that truck again. And I'm excited to have him. So we will now go to Thor Motorsports is on the clock with the 4th pick. Thor Sport is, of course, headed up this year by Sporty Morty. Most of y'all should know Sporty. He's run with us for a few years now. He was also the vice president of the Cup Series operations last year for us. We obviously have downsized from Cup Series this year to only having just a Truck Series to try to keep everybody involved and a little more grouped together. So we'll see what direction Sporty wants to go here. Okay, and with that, the Thor Sport pick is in. With the 4th pick of the first round, Thor Sport Motorsports is going with Cushion Pushin' 57. That's a name many of you will be familiar with, as he has been consistently in the Championship 4 ever since he joined in Season 1. So a very, very strong pick here for Thor Sport. And that now puts DGR on the clock. And with that, the 5th pick is in. Exotic Apex, the captain of DGR Motorsports, has made his pick, and with the 5th pick in the first round, he is going with Doom underscore Hanzo Main, a relative newcomer to TVR, but I know him and Exotic are very good friends, so I believe this is a little bit of a homer pick, but to each their own. I know in a few of the preseason races he was very fast, specifically at road courses, so we'll see what he can bring in the regular season. That will now put GMS Racing and Melton 85, our previous season ARCA champion, on the clock. Okay, folks, the last pick of the first round has officially been submitted. And with the 6th pick in the first round, Melton 85, the captain of GMS Racing, is going with Turf Tech 92 Backup. Turf Tech 92 Backup is another TVR longtime driver, so obviously well known to Melton, and he now rounds out the first round and heads to the Chevrolet camp of GMS. I'd say not a lot of surprises there in the first round, a lot of known commodities to TVR. And so now we will start back in round 2 with the first pick, which was going to go back to AMI Racing. Right now I can see Ski Mask Leezy, captain of AMI Racing, writing out his pick. So it should be turned in just a second. Okay, we are starting off the second round here. AMI Racing, after selecting B. Hayden first overall, now comes back with the first pick of the second round. And with that, he is selecting a relative newcomer to TVR. He is taking KJ underscore 13. I know KJ from another league, and he is a very good driver. This is going to make AMI a very strong contender starting out here. Arguably, KJ could have gone and been in consideration for that first pick, but getting him at the start of the second is an absolute steal for Ski Mask. We will now move on to Nice after selecting Delgatro in the first round. See what he is going to do in the second. Alright, I see some discussions currently going on surrounding possible trade scenarios here for the second pick. So just hang on just a second, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see what's going to happen here with the second pick of the second round. Oh, it is getting hot and heavy in the discussion right now. There are trades being thrown around left and right. Few different scenarios right now, so we'll give them just another minute and we'll see who the second pick of the second round is. While we continue to wait, I would encourage all of you to go back and view previous races from last year and even the year before that. We've had a lot of really good broadcast races here for TVR, specifically championship races. The ARCA Championship at Atlanta was absolutely insane. The battle between Ski and I in Season 3 at Iowa for the championship came down to a last lap bump and run. And even the Cup Championship that year at Iowa came down to Ron Racing saving one extra lap of gas. So a lot of good races. If y'all ever have time, you want to check them out, please go on our YouTube page. You can find them under past broadcasts and check them out. And with that, the second pick of the second round has finally in. No trade scenarios came to pass here. So, get up my little board here. With the second pick in the second round, Y'all Ain't Ready Racing captain of Nice is going to go with Must Rust. I'll be honest with you, I do not know much about him. He is a newcomer to TVR, but he raced with us one night in the practice races, ran pretty well. So obviously Heath, Y'all Ain't Ready Racing, saw something he liked, and he takes him with his second pick in the second round to team with Delgatro. That will now put KBM on the clock. Okay, folks, the third pick of the second round is in. Sorry, just trying to catch up on messages real quick. Okay, folks, with the third pick in the second round, Kyle Busch Motorsports selects its shifter 26. Some of y'all who have been around here will know its shifter. He was actually the founder of our truck series. So been around here since season 1. So that is another great addition for Kyle Busch Motorsports to team with Up the Irons and D Blood, and that will now put Sporty Morty on the clock. Okay, folks, we were waiting for Thor Sport to submit their second pick of the night. They went with Cushion Pushin' in round 1. They're now at the fourth pick of the second round. Not sure which way Sporty will go here. I would imagine he will probably try to stick with somebody he knows who's been around for a while, to be honest with you. If I was going to put on my Mel Kiper Jr. hat for a minute, sorry, I was trying to I'm getting my phone. You don't understand how hard it is trying to read this, read the phone for the messages and the captain's chat, and do this all at the same time. Oh man, a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Big shout out to all of our broadcasters in the past who have done this, because this is, holy crap, this is extremely difficult. If I was going to put on my back to my Mel Kiper thing, if I was going to put on my Mel Kiper hat, I would say he's probably going to go. I would look for Respect the Clout, TCW, or even Ron Racing, our season 1 champ, our first Cup Series champion. Here, probably one of those three is what I would guess. And then, of course, a shout out to TCW. He was obviously our broadcaster for part of the year last year. So shout out to TCW for that. . Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we know what that means. It means the fourth pick of the second round has finally come in. And with the fourth pick of the second round, Thor Sport Motorsports has taken TCW 1987. I don't want to say I called it, but let's just say I called it, okay? Maybe I am a little bit of a Mel Kiper Jr. here. I wish I had his hair. That's all I'm going to say about that. With that, that will now put DGR Motorsports on the clock. I mean, seriously, how does Mel Kiper Jr. keep his hair like that? There's the real conspiracy we all need to be discussing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with the fifth pick in the second round, DGR Motorsports Exotic Apex is taking OKC Mexican, our Season 1 Truck Series champions. Been away the last few seasons, coming back for Season 5. And DGR Exotic Apex gets what could be a steal in the late second round. Obviously, a past champion that going this late is a little bit of a steal, so that will now put GMS on the clock. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Terry Melton, captain of GMS Racing, is currently on the clock in round 1. We saw him take Turf Tech 92 back up, a TVR veteran. And now, let's see, the pick is coming through right now. And with the final pick of the second round, GMS Racing is taking our first ever Cup Series champion, Ron Racing 24. So Ron Racing 24 now heads to GMS Racing to join Melton and Turf Tech, and that will finish off the second round. And we are now heading into the last and final round. And just a reminder for anyone who's watching, if you are not drafted tonight, not a big deal. You can still race. You will just be as an independent. And we are going to have some opportunities throughout the year where these guys can sign you to their team if something happens to one of their other guys. So, stay with it. Keep practicing and don't give up yet. But with that, we will start the third round with AMI Racing on the clock. And I've just also been given a note here. Want to give a shout out to Sporty Morty for setting up the first ever TVR F1 League. So if anybody here has F1, wants to join us, we are going to race F1 on Tuesday nights. It is going to be a 26-week season spread out, one race every couple weeks to kind of give people the opportunity to learn the game. It's a lot different than the NASCAR heat game. I know personally I hate it. Tried it, hate it. I may return it. I'm just kidding. So if anybody else is interested, I know there are a few spots left in the game. So if you are interested, please hit up Sporty Morty on the Discord channel, and he will get you set up. Ski Mask has pulled a Minnesota Vikings, ladies and gentlemen. He is requesting more time on the clock. He has let the clock expire just like the Minnesota Vikings years ago in the NFL draft. So we'll see. I believe the captains are discussing. Yes, they are going to grant him a few more seconds since apparently he can't get his shit together. Thanks. I'm just kidding, folks. I give Ski a hard time. Everybody knows I love Ski to death, so I got to give him a little bit of a hard time every chance I get. Okay, and with that, the first pick of the final round of the draft is in. AMI Motorsports took B. Hayden in the first, KJ in the second, and with the first pick in the third round, they are going with Moonbeams 8716. That's another driver who has been around TVR for a while. Dropped out last year due to some reasons, but he is back, and obviously Ski knows him well and is ready to put him on AMI and make a strong, I would say a strong team there between the season 3 and 4 champion B. Hayden, your first overall pick, and KJ. That is a very strong team that will now put Nice Motorsports on the clock. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Nice Motorsports has turned they ran to the podium to literally turn their pick in. They were so excited. With the second pick of the third round, Y'all Ain't Ready Racing and Nice Motorsports is going to take BS_14 Cars. That's a relative newcomer. He was in the ARCA series last year. Ran very strong. He was actually the points leader going into the playoffs. Had some issues with his internet and was unable to actually, I don't think he finished the season, but had a very strong season in ARCA, and now Nice Heath picks him up in the third round. That could be a huge, huge get for Nice Motorsports. That will now put KBM on the clock. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 60 seconds until KBM makes the pick here. Give me just a minute. We'll get the third pick of the third round in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the third pick for Kyle Busch Motorsports is in. The first round, they went with Up the Irons. In the second round, they went with It's Shifter. And in the third round, with the third pick, Kyle Busch Motorsports is going to select Respect the Clout. Respect the Clout is now a part of Kyle Busch Motorsports. Glad to have him, and that will now leave us with just 3 picks left in the third round. So we will see where Thor Sport, DGR, and GMS Racing are going to go. All right, folks, 30 seconds left here for Thor Sport. We will get the 4th, 5th, and 6th picks in for the third round to complete all 6 teams and see who is going to round out this field. right, bear with us here just a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get you the fourth pick of the third round. Okay, and with that, the fourth pick of the third round is going to be the Missile. The Missile heading to Thor Sport to join Sporty Morty, Cushion Pushin', and TCW. A Missile, another one of the TVR originals. He rounds out Sporty Morty and Thor Sport. Strong draft. And that will now put Exotic Apex on the clock. And with that, the fifth pick of the third round is in DGR Motorsports, having what I would say a underrated night. And I would say that just because not really familiar too much with Doom. You've got the Season 1 OKC, Season 1 champion at OKC Mexican in round 2, and now with round 3 he goes with another newcomer in Checo 11. Checo 11 comes to us from another league that I have raced in, Heath, Ski, a few others have raced in, know him well. That is a solid third round pick there for DGR. So that leaves just one more pick on the board for GMS Racing. We'll see what direction he goes here. GMS Racing on the clock right now. They have 2 minutes. We will see what direction they head with their last pick of the third round, and to actually conclude the first ever Thunder Valley Racing draft. Ladies and gentlemen, hold the phones. You thought this night could not get. You didn't know that this was going to happen. It's always a possibility. But it comes down to the last pick, and we have a trade. Let me get the details, and I will get right back with everybody. Hang tight. This changes the game. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to announce the first part of this trade. It involves GMS Racing and Thor Sport. So, here is the trade, ladies and gentlemen. It is a doozy. GMS Racing is trading their first round pick, Turf Tech 92, to Thor Sport. Thor Sport will now receive Turf Tech in return. GMS is getting back TCW 1987 and the Missile. So, Turf Tech, first round pick, goes to Thor Sport. TCW and the Missile, your second and third round pick, go to Thor Sport. Thor Sport also receives the last pick of the third round. So, by trading his second and his third, Thor Sport has now gotten 2 first round picks. So, let me update our board real quick. So, if you're watching live, you'll see me typing on the screen. P18 goes to Thor. TCW no longer at Thor. He is now GMS. Turf Tech no longer GMS. He is now Thor. So that rounds out GMS. GMS completes their team. TCW, Ron Racing, and the Missile. Thor Sport trades their second, their third, and takes the last pick from Melton. So Thor Sport now sitting there with cushion and turf and what seems to be the last pick of the draft. We will give Thor Sport about 2 minutes and we will see where they stand. Again, ladies and gentlemen, a huge trade just shook up the entire third round. TCW, the Missile, originally on Thor Sport, going to GMS. Turf Tech, first round pick of GMS, now at Thor Sport, with the 18th overall pick going to Thor Sport. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Thor Sport has 2 minutes on the clock. Actually, we're down to about a minute, minute and a half here. I see the captain still. I think they're working on a second trade here for P18 with Thor Sport. So just stick tight and let's sit tight and let's see what happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have another trade. Another trade. This is crazy. Working out the details here for pick 18. Hang on just a second. Just bear with us, folks. We are working out the details real quick on what could potentially be the second trade of the night. All for pick number 18, last pick of the third round. Just sit tight for us. All right, folks, just sit tight another 30 seconds or a minute or so, and we will have this all worked out. Well, it took a lot longer than any of us expected. There was a lot of trade rumors going around, a lot of deals being worked out. In the end, the deals fall through, and we are left with Thor Sport picking in the final spot of the third round. Thor Sport took cushion pushing round one, and then traded for Turf Tech in a blockbuster with GMS. So, with the final pick of the third round, Thor Sport selects Iceman Slick, Skis Buddy Pete goes to Thor Sport. So, we will see the dynamics there. He works with Ski, but Ski didn't take him. Instead, Thor Sport takes him with the last pick of the third round. So we will now see what sport he intends to do with him. So, will he trade him? I don't know. We'll see. But for now, he is on Thor Sport. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude the first ever draft for Thunder Valley Racing League. I am super excited about it. I appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight, sticking with us. I know it was kind of difficult, first time ever broadcasting, so bear with me. But at the end of the night, we have 6 stacked teams, 4 drivers each. Field of 24. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 more drivers who are unaffiliated, who want to show off and potentially take one of these guys' spots now. So, what will happen? Who will rise? Who will fall? And eventually, who will become the Season 5 Plan B Sales Truck Champion? So, with that, I just ask all of you, I appreciate all of you tuning in. I hope everyone has enjoyed tonight. Good luck to all of our drivers on to teams and the unaffiliateds. A special shout out and good luck to KBM, because, I mean, that's my team. So, I mean, I'm going to say that. The hell with the rest of them. Just kidding. So, and also a special shout out to Exotic Apex for helping me set this up, because Lord knows I did not have a clue about streaming before tonight. He took about an hour and a half before this, helped me get set up, and I really appreciate him for that. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will be signing off. Please feel free to tune in. Like I said, go back, watch our previous races. You can find them in the history tab of and check them out. So with that, I will be signing off, leaving you all with one last time, ESPN Speed World. So, Season 5 TVR kicks off now. Good luck.